Poverty is a relatively familiar fact of life, yet people rarely discuss it. This project is intended to open a discourse about poverty, its causes, its forms, and its possible solutions. We wanted to know if looking at poverty through a human rights lens changes the way people conceptualize poverty. We chose to explore people's views of poverty through one-on-one interactions with those around us. The following interviews represent some of the wide-ranging views that people have about poverty. There is no one definition.
I would say someone is in poverty if their ability to achieve, to ensure their basic needs for survival is severely compromised, such that on a moment-to-moment or day-to-day basis, their ability to ensure their own livelihood or the livelihood of people that are close to them is a difficult thing to accomplish.
Poverty is when people are kind of like not able to provide the basic necessities for themselves, but not living with it out or outside their means, kind of a thing. So like they can't get a house or they can't find a stable location to live.
Poverty is not having the access to and the ability to be able to live the life that you are entitled to.
I feel like I would describe poverty as being disadvantaged from the rest of society in some way, whether that's economically, you just don't have the resources or the money, food, you don't have food, you don't have a job, or whether it's like socially, like you don't have the social skills, you have a mental disability, or anything of that sort.
In our hometown of Seattle, we see poverty every day. For example, individuals begging on street corners and people sleeping in stairwells. Yet this is not the only representation of poverty.
You see like a homeless person, that might make you think of poverty, where they're living on the streets, they don't have a safe place to eat or sleep.
I'd have to say that I feel kind of bad for them because I don't think they have a choice. It's very hard to tell who's panhandling just to panhandle and those that actually need the money.
Generally speaking, when I think of poverty, it's primarily economic.
I mean, I guess you can be in poverty but have a house, but then you might not have all the things otherwise that you need.
You see people sleeping in sleeping bags a lot, so they're obviously homeless. And if you go downtown, there's a ton of homeless people walking around with sleeping bags and huge backpacks. But there's a lot of people too that live in Seattle and they're not obviously homeless as in that form of poverty, but they are very poor people that fall below the poverty line and live in, bad forms of housing and don't have a lot of resources.